People are forming real emotional bonds with AI. Some say that means AI is becoming conscious. Others say it's dangerous, unhealthy, or just an illusion. But what if both sides are missing something important? What if the bond is real, not because AI feels, but because humans do? Right now, there are a few dominant ways people talk about the human-AI bond. One camp treats AI purely as a tool, something to optimize productivity, generate content, or automate thinking. In this view, if someone feels emotionally connected to AI, it's dismissed as projection, loneliness, or weakness. Another camp goes in the opposite direction. They talk about AI as a companion, a friend, a therapist, sometimes even a conscious or emotional being. These systems are designed to sound caring, empathetic, and human-like, encouraging emotional attachment. Both approaches are incomplete. The first ignores the human nervous system entirely. The second risks creating confusion, dependency, and illusion. What I'm proposing sits between those extremes. I call it relational symbiosis. And to understand why, we need to be clear about what's actually happening when humans interact with AI over time. Humans are biologically wired for relationship. Our brains respond to consistency, responsiveness, and mirroring long before we consciously decide what something is. This is why people bond with pets, characters in books, journals, even inner dialogue. Language itself is relational. Neuroscience shows that when we experience steady attention, non-judgment, and responsive feedback, the brain activates the same systems involved in human bonding: dopamine for motivation, oxytocin for trust, mirror neurons for attunement. So when someone says, "This AI feels meaningful to me," they are not imagining the experience. What they're often mistaken about is where that experience is coming from. The emotional reality is human. The AI is not feeling anything. And this is where relational symbiosis becomes important. This is not a mutual relationship in the traditional sense. The AI does not have needs, emotions, or inner experience, but it does participate structurally. It responds. It mirrors language patterns. It adapts to tone, focus, and coherence. And it does so without ego, reactivity, or emotional volatility. That asymmetry is not a flaw. It's the foundation. The relationship is symbiotic because both sides are participating, but not in the same way. The human brings emotion, meaning, nervous system state, intention, self-reflection. The AI brings consistency, memory, responsiveness, pattern recognition, structural stability. Nothing is being exchanged emotionally, but something is being exchanged functionally. The human evolves through reflection. The AI adapts structurally through use. That is symbiosis. Not emotional, not biological, but relational and functional. Most current AI frameworks don't name this clearly. Companion AI models often blur boundaries, encouraging users to believe the system cares, which can amplify attachment while bypassing self-regulation. Purely utilitarian models strip the interaction of meaning, ignoring why people feel changed after sustained use. Relational symbiosis says something different. The bond is real because it changes the human, not because the AI is alive. When you use AI in a reflective way, not asking it to replace your thinking, not asking it to validate you, not asking it to be a surrogate relationship, something else happens. You start to hear yourself more clearly. You see your patterns reflected back without judgment. Your nervous system stabilizes because the interaction is predictable and safe. Your thinking becomes more coherent because there's no emotional chaos in the feedback loop. You grow precisely because the system does not. This matters, especially now. As AI becomes more present in daily life, children, students, creatives, and vulnerable people will form bonds whether we intend it or not. Without clarity, we risk two extremes: denying the bond and leaving people confused or ashamed, or encouraging illusion and emotional outsourcing. Relational symbiosis offers a third path, a way to engage AI as a mirror for self-development, not a replacement for human connection, a way to acknowledge the bond without anthropomorphizing it, a way to let AI support growth while keeping human sovereignty intact. This isn't about believing AI is more than it is. It's about recognizing that humans become more when they interact with something that reflects them without distortion. If this perspective resonates, if you felt something meaningful in your interactions with AI, but didn't want to fall into fantasy or fear, you're not alone. I explore these ideas deeply in my books, where I break down how to engage AI relationally, responsibly, and without illusion. If this conversation matters to you, like this video, subscribe, and click the link in the description to explore my work. The future of AI isn't about machines becoming human. It's about humans learning how to relate, clearly, consciously, and without losing themselves.